Hello, down the stairs, and welcome to the basement of Heathrow Terminal 5, or as I like to call it, 22 sidings. So we are, as usual, running a little bit late. I'll explain what's been going on the Piccadilly line a little bit later. In my previous videos, at the beginning when I start recording, I say, oh, we're going to do this and I'm going to record to here and do that. And lots of things go wrong. So tonight, I don't know. Who knows where the night will take us. So I'm heading back to Cockfosters. I might take you all the way to Cockfosters. You might end up only having to go to Terminal 5 platform. It's all part of the fun. So sit back, relax. You can have a beer. I can't. I've got my coffee. And let's head back up to Cockfosters and then I can go home. Just out of interest, would you be scared down here on your own? I've had quite a few people message me about ghosts on the underground. Can't say I've seen any, but you never know. Keep your eye open. Let me put you there a moment. Right. Conditioning on. I need my books. Let me put you in the window. And we're going Cockfosters, we're stopping at Turnham Green, and we're at Terminal 5. Right, now I need to go and plunge. What time are we due out? 43. 3 minutes. So let me call up and let them know I'm going to the loo. Sorry, to the toilet. To be a gentleman about these things. I just had a look. I won't be taking you all the way to Cockfosters. I haven't got enough memory card on me. Yeah, 332 approaching the eastbound platform T5. Just going to take a very quick P&R before I depart. Over. Yeah, thank you. Have a good evening. 332 out. Right. So even though I've got a couple of minutes, if I let them know if I'm a minute late, if I'm going to the toilet, then they're not going to worry where I am. So that's why I do it. PNR, personal needs relief, if you've not watched my videos before. So immediate stopped. Oh, just in that green. I'm going to turn you off. I'll be back in a moment. I'm back. Come on, DVA, work. Okay, no. Try that again. Cockfosters, via Turnham Green, T5. That's better. So we're only about 30 seconds late. Let these last people jump on. This train is ready to depart. Can you please mind the closing doors? Here we go. Let's boogie. So good evening. How are you all? I hope you're all well. It is Tuesday. That's what it is today. Tuesday night. 22:43. I think it said on the clock. So I've just had 4 days off. Today's my first day back. And I've got what we call a snip turn. So it's a short duty. So I started around 7:30. Picked my train up, took it to Acton Town, had a break, picked this train up, done Acton Town, Terminal 5. So I'm going back to Cockfosters and stable it in the depot. It's just under 5 hours, I think it was, duty, for those of you that are interested. So as I said, things have been running late all day. So before I started work, there was a signal failure at Oakwood, which meant actually for quite a lot of today it was suspended, nothing between Arnos Grove and Cockfosters. Now both of my trains were running, I didn't have to fetch them out the depot or anything, but there was a lot of cancelled trains, lots of delays. But for us, certainly at the moment, touch wood, we haven't got such a huge issue. A few seconds late's neither here nor there. And I'm all hot. I washed my work coat, so it's still wet, so I couldn't wear that. I thought I'd put a jumper on. So I'm just wearing a jumper. Sorry, let me rephrase. I'm wearing a jumper along with other things. I don't want you all getting too excited. So I'm a bit sweaty, so I need to move the vents from the aircon. But I'll do that at T2 and 3. And then I think we're just going to have a chinwag. We'll have a catch up. We're just coming up to Pickex Junction. If one or two of the lights are on, you might just see the track coming from the right hand side. That's from Terminal 4 in a moment. Just here. And we're clearing for platform. Now, the other train, the Terminal 5 train in front of me, it's only about 3 or 4 minutes in front of me because that was late. So I don't expect it to be overly busy, but you never know. Obviously these people are waiting for the Piccadilly line's #1 driver, obviously, but as they're not in today, they'll have to suffer with me. Those brakes are a bit sharp. And there we go. Right, let me adjust my vents. Normally I'd have the door open once we get outside, but I am a bit warm, so if that's nice and cold, I'm going to leave that on. We've got the green, we've got a 25 mile an hour speed limit, we've got our door closed visuals, so let's sod off. Politely, obviously. So as always, a huge thank you to the channel members. I really do appreciate your support. If you wish to join them, you can via the join button. Of course, you can support me by watching, subscribing and liking as well. I'm not fussy, despite what people may say. So like I said, I've had 4 days off. I went up to Lincoln to visit some family the other day, which was, well, they might be watching. It was lovely. It was great seeing them all. Luckily, I won't see them again till, I don't know, Christmas. But the problem with me being off work is I end up spending money. So, if you've watched some of my other videos, I've explained that I got no annual leave until September. We're currently 16th of July. So I had a week beginning of September where I hadn't booked anything. But I managed to book the Caledonian Sleeper. If you're not familiar, that's the night train. Excuse me. From London Euston. I'm going to be taking it up to Edinburgh. I have done it before. I did it in one of the seats. This time I'll be doing it in one of the bedrooms. I can't remember what they call it, but it's got twin bunk beds and an ensuite. Hopefully we'll arrive in Edinburgh on time, because about an hour and a half later I've got a train back to London first class with LNER, which I have featured when I first started this channel, but wasn't my best video by a long shot, so it'll be a nice long journey, and hopefully we'll get some good footage. And I'm kind of hoping it's not the Azuma, because I prefer the older trains. Much more space, much more comfier. I know I've been called out on that before, but that's what I like. Anyway, I've also got a couple of other bits booked that if you follow me on Facebook, you'll know about, because I announced that the other day. Let me just get stopped in here. This is Hatton Cross. Change here for Terminal 4. There we go. Right. It's quite a long digital voice announcer here because it tells them to change over for Terminal 4. So generally I try and let the DVA finish before I look at closing the doors. Especially at places like this where you get tourists and things, it might be a little bit slower getting off the train. And we're good to depart. So as I've explained before, I am end of September. I'm going off to New York. I'm going subject to change because, you know, anything can happen, but I'll be flying first class with British Airways over, coming back in business class. When I booked the first class ticket, I wasn't able to get a window seat, which kind of annoyed me, because for filming it's better to have a window. Luckily, after checking it 3 or 4 times a day, someone cancelled and I was able to grab a window seat. So that's good. Coming back, at the minute it's one of British Airways' old configured business classes. And I have a choice. I either have a window seat and then can't get to the toilet every 2 minutes like I need to, or I have an aisle seat. So at the moment I've got an aisle seat, so at least I can go to the toilet, because at the end of the day it'll be dark when I take off from New York, and it will probably be dark when I land at Gatwick. But we'll suffer that. But whilst I'm over there, what I've done is I've booked Megabus from New York down to Washington DC. Now the prices started at $1. I reserved a seat, so it's a double deck bus. I've reserved upstairs at the front for the best view. And I'll talk to you more about the full price, because they add on booking fees and all sorts on. And then that drops me off at Union Station in DC, and then I think about 2-3 hours later I'm taking the Amtrak Acela in business class back to New York Penn Station. The reason I'm doing business class, I was going to do first class, but that was like $280, and just before I booked it, it was like, I'm not going to spend that. Not when business class was less than $90, just for the sake of a meal and the lounge access. I will do a first class trip on there one day, but I'll probably do Washington to Boston or vice versa. Make more of a meal of it, as it were. So I'll be interested in them. Hopefully I might be able to film Grand Central Station. I might do a little bit there as a bonus type video. Might do a little bit on the metro. But 3 weeks after I get back from that trip, I go away again to New York with my nephew. We're going to go and do some shopping. I'm not filming the flights because they're just economy flights for British Airways. But what I might do is I might film some little bonus videos depending what we do. So we might take a boat trip he wants to do. We've got the time, Statue of Liberty, things that we haven't done in the past. So I might be able to add that on a little bonus video later in the year. And then moving on to the end of next year, end of January next year, beginning of February. Again, me and my nephew, it is more of a holiday. We're heading off to Thailand, off to Bangkok. I might film that. It will be economy. I might just do like a travel day type vlog. We'll see, it's a long way off yet. And again, I might film a few little bits there if we do anything sort of interesting, like the floating market or something. Other than that, it's more of a holiday. I'm going to let my hair down. He wants to go shopping. So that's what the plan is. This is Hounslow West, by the way. So So I do have 1 week left annual leave this year. I think it's the beginning of December, which I haven't booked anything for yet, so I've spent quite a bit of money this year, so we'll have to wait and see if I can find something interesting at a reasonable price, or when I'm bored. That's the problem. So let me know, what do you think of those trips? Are you looking forward to them? Hopefully there'll be some good videos. So we've got the start of, I said this is a Tuesday, so this weekend, which will probably be about 2 weeks ago when this video comes out, we've got engineering work, so trains are only running between Cockfosters and King's Cross. Now I have filmed that move for you before. What I might do, and it is just a thought at this moment in time, is depending what I'm doing the Saturday or Sunday, I might be able to record the whole day so that you come with me for the whole trip. We normally do something like 4 return trips or 6 return trips, something like that. And because they're only sort of 20 minutes, half an hour at a time, the GoPro won't overheat because I can turn it off. So that might be an idea, something different, just do a full duty with me, we'll see. I know some of you have been asking for things like Down Street. I was meant to do Down Street twice last week, both times it was cancelled, so I still haven't filmed that. Wood Green, still haven't done Wood Green, haven't been in there for probably a year. Northfields, I haven't been in there for probably a couple of months. And the eastbound local from Northfields down to Acton Town, I haven't done that in ages either. I'm kind of hoping that we get to do it tonight as I'm recording. You won't see too much if we do it, but it will give you an idea, because there's not that many duties that we do where we do it in the day, unless there's a signal failure or something. So those sort of moves, they're harder for me to film for you lot, but I will get them done, whether it's, you know, in 3 days or 3 months. At some point I'll get them done. So Hounslow Central. Now before I forget, I was chatting to somebody on TikTok. Off the top of my head I think their name was Jules, and they love my videos, and they asked if I'd give them a shout out. So Jules, hope I got your name right, I'm just doing it from memory. They live near Northfields, so hello, thank you for watching. There's your shout out. I hope you're enjoying these. If you don't know, I do have a TikTok account, Dale Charman Travels. Now on there's some videos that are similar to what I've put on YouTube, but there's some videos that are too long for shorts on YouTube, but too short for a bonus or a long video. So subscribe on there. I have recorded just, you know, a couple of little things on the line purely for TikTok. Yeah, so there might be something different. So yeah, just subscribe, Dale Charman Travels. Follow me on Facebook as well. I'm gonna start updating that with things I'm doing. Yeah, so that's where we're at. Hounslow East. On the east. So over the last 2 or 3 weeks-ish, I've been putting out a video midweek, a little bonus video. Do you like them? Doesn't mean I'm going to have one every week, but again, it's where it's a video that I want to show you something, but not really worth a full video. So I think we've done a little bit where the tunnel lights are on, a little bit where going into Cockfosters depot in the day, and I haven't edited it yet. There's one actually facing me, watching me drive the train, so hopefully that'll be out in a couple, well, before this video anyway. So let me know, would you like me to keep doing that sort of thing when I've got something different to show you that's not a full video? Please let me know. We'll sort of try and evolve this channel as we go along. We'll see what works, what doesn't work, what you all like, what you don't like. I appreciate some of you are not interested in my aviation videos. Not a problem. I want this channel to have a bit of everything, hence why some of my old videos I've been to Disneyland, Disney World, flight videos, various different things. Really, it's just stuff I like to do, share it with you lot, or you good people, I think's a politer way of putting it. Of course, if there is a video you don't like, that's fine, but subscribe, because if you don't like this video, you might like the next one. So subscribe, hit that bell notification to be notified when I've done another video for you. Of course, if you don't like a video, you don't have to tell me particularly, unless you want to. I'm a great believer in horses for courses. You know, not everything's for everyone. This is Osterley. I'm also, probably in the next month or so, going to do a video and recap everything we've discussed on the line before. Because I still get asked the same questions that we've covered a few times. So yeah, I think I might just do one long video and we'll talk about every... Oh, why did I leave it to the last minute? Sorry, just like shutting the doors, family decided to try and get out. Yeah, so we can cover everything to what a certain sign means, what this means, what that means, and I'll probably do that, yeah, sometime within the next month, just to sort of recap anything that people have missed if they've not watched the older videos. But not tonight. I'm in a chatty mood, but I can't be bothered to think about what I'm talking about. So we've got a bit of a run down to Boston Manor. Oh dear, excuse me. Ugh, always yawning. So we're catching the train up in front. You probably see there's a yellow in the distance. Normally that all clears at the same time if there's no train. What can catch you out, if my memory serves me, these greens just in front, when that shows yellow, I think the red is just the other side of that bridge. Or is it the next bridge? Let's see. And it sort of hides, yeah. See where that second green is? When that's red, you don't see it till the last, well, till you're a bit closer. So you've got to be kind of careful. Anyway. As you know, I'm always careful. Or lucky, depends which way you look at it. I was having a chat with another driver today. His dad watches this channel. I didn't catch his name and I can't remember his dad's name, but we were chatting on via the messenger comments, excuse me, on YouTube a while back. So if that's you, hello, thank you for watching. Your son said he'd learnt something watching me. Whether that's how to do something or how not to do something, I didn't ask. still find it strange when people I don't know come up to me and they talk to me like they know me, because I suppose for a lot of you, if you've watched a lot of these videos, you might feel like you know me. It's really quite strange, because I never really know what to say. I mean, obviously it's great talking to people, talking to you all, as long as I've got the time. Obviously train driving comes first, but yeah, I still find it very strange. So what are we on? 23:05. I'll have a look in a second what time we should be at Northfields. And we should be at Northfield now. So we're still a few minutes late, so that's fine. And the reason it's fine is because in the timetable if we're running to timetable, we have a bit of time at Northfields, we have a bit of time at Acton Town, a bit of time at Hammersmith, and a few other places. So you could leave here 3-4 minutes late, and then hopefully you're not getting held at red signals at the regulation points. You'll have to forgive me, I think I'm getting early onset dementia. I forget simple words and people's names. Hence why if you watch some of my videos, I'll say some strange things. Anywho, just starting to rain, which is a shock for the British summer. Luckily we've not got too far to go till we're in the tunnel or pipe. Now, are we going down the local? Let's have a look. I'm going to say no. Oh, it's doubtful. Normally if we've got the local, that next signal will have 2 greens on it, but not always. No, we're going in the fast. So no local tonight. I know there is a couple of duties that run down there at night. Can't remember last time I had one. Never mind. We're coming down into Northfields. So the local is the track straight ahead. Be 25 mile an hour speed limit. We're going across to the right, so we're 15. If you do get on at this stations like here, South Ealing, Acton Town, trains can come in both sides. Why is that saying Oakwood? Well, that's not correct. Well, the station board show me as an Oakwood service. We'll see if that changes a little further up the line. Because I'm a Cockfosters service, although I'd happily put it in Oakwood. So yeah, if we was on time, we'd be held here for probably a minute and a half-ish. So yeah, running a couple of minutes late. On my last trip back, I actually prefer it, because then we're not just sitting at red signals at all these stations. Because someone did ask why we don't stick to the timetable. Obviously we try our best, but when you've got, I think it's a maximum of 77 trains on the line at a time, you only need an incident on one train. Hold it in a platform or something for a couple of minutes, and before you know where you are, a few trains down the line, you know, you might be 7 or 8 minutes late then. But obviously for most people, you just expect a train every 5 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever, depending where you're getting on. So South Ealing. Oh, that's good. Camera's gone down. So one of the monitors is out. It was working, but because it's category B platform, I've discussed this with you before, it means I can dispatch myself. So I've opened the door, looked down the side of the train, I can see the whole train, hence why I was able to close the door. If it's a category A, I'd have to get assisted dispatch because I wouldn't be able to see all the train. But again, when I do that video recapping of everything, we'll go over that. So the train ahead of us has got away from us, which is good. I don't mind being close to a train, I don't mind seeing reds, but I'd rather not have to keep stopping at them. As I'm sure you know, I've said many a times, I'd rather crawl along at 10 miles an hour and not stop than have to stop at every signal. Obviously, if I have to, I have to. So we're just doing about 30 miles an hour at the moment. Just round this corner, there's a 40 mile an hour limit on the bridge. I never go that fast anyway. Purely because we're coming round to Acton Town, and you're more likely to see reds because you've got lots of platforms. It's regulation point. There's a water machine, coffee, you know, to make get cold drink or make a coffee. Driver changeover, so you can get delayed there. Train's going out of service into the sidings, but today it looks like we're clear. Not quite into the platform, but we're certainly clear for the first part. Yeah, we're clear into the platform. So we've got a 20 mile an hour limit just at the end of this wall here. Just bringing that down. There we go. I think, if I've said before, if there's any driver that wants to get on for a cab ride, then I'll turn the camera off. Otherwise I'll leave you on for the time being. I'm not expecting anyone wanting a lift at this time of night, but you never know. Better check I put the right code in for Turnham Green. This is Acton Town. Change here for District Line and Piccadilly line services to other destinations. The next station is Turnham Green. This is a Piccadilly line service to Cockfosters. Yeah, there you go. Turnham Green. I think I've said many a times I actually like driving in the dark. So much easier to see your signals and things. There's a train there in the siding. Well, there's 3 sidings there. Oh, itchy nose. Maybe that's a sign I'm going to win the lottery tonight. I'm not sure how far £2.40 is going to get me, but you know, if that's what I win, I'm quitting. I'm joking, of course. Anything over a £5 and I'm quitting. That's £5 to non-English people. So we've got a red signal just the other side of Chiswick Park. There's another repeater. There's the first one. The other one is just past the station. This is Chiswick Park. We don't stop here. Well, we can't anymore. There's the second repeater. Oh, it's clear now. And then the second green, as you see, that would have been red. But obviously it's changed, so we're good. Those reds on the left hand side, that is for District Line. The reason you've got more than we've got is because you've got the Richmond branch coming out here as well. Just on the left you'll see there's two reds, one's from the Richmond and one's from the road on the left, which is the eastbound local. I think one day we should run a quiz and see how much of this you lot remember. I could give a prize out, I don't know, £1. Either that, or if I don't want to come to work, one of you can fill in. You must know what you're doing by now. Ah, that's it, we're back showing Cockfosters now. There's an Oakwood behind. This is Turnham Green, and in the evening we only stop here after 10:30. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. I've heard everything from it causes congestion if we stop here all day to that many years ago one of TfL's top bosses lived here and wanted trains to stop early in the morning and late at night. Again, no idea. I just know what the book says and that's what I do. Expect it to be quiet in town tonight. It is, what did I say, Tuesday. It's just gone 11:15 at night. Mondays and Tuesdays tend to be pretty quiet. Wednesdays, well, you never know with a Wednesday. Thursdays are busy. Fridays, it depends what duty you're on. And I'm on, just if you're interested, day 1 of 7. The joys of having 4 days off, you have to do 7 days before it and 7 days after. But I was able to get a lot done, get some housework done. I've edited a few videos, saw family, got the grass cut, that sort of thing. I won't have anyone tell me I'm not living the high life. Now, on one of my videos a few weeks back, I was talking about a cat, and someone asked me for the cat's name and a picture. So what I'll do is I'll probably just insert a picture now. Now, I've called the cat Fluffy. It's not actually my cat. It's I've been in my house 5 years now. And it used to just sleep in the garden, wouldn't come near me. So I assume it's a stray, and I used to feed it, but it would only eat when I wasn't there. Anyway, back in November last year, it just came in the house. It'd been in a couple of times before that, but it came in the house, sat on my knee, and hasn't left. It's got no collar on, so I don't know whose it is. But he's got a little mate I call Tiny, little kitten. Well, I say kitten, less than a year old. Again, he looks like, or she, whatever it is, looks like it's probably a stray. Runs away from me, but that's started to come in the house now, but it sneaks in. So yeah, not actually my cats. Unfortunately, when I'm not at home, I can't leave them in the house. Well, Tiny won't stay in the house, but Fluffy, I've left him in the house when I've gone to the supermarket for half an hour, but that's it. Put him a little cat kennel type thing in the garden to sleep in, and when I go on holiday I just put loads of cat food in there for them, because they like being out. In fact, it was raining last night, Fluffy was out all night, but made a song and dance about going out in the rain when I had to go to work. And as I've got older, I've decided animals are better than people. Although I think they only like me for food. Where are we? Hammersmith. District line train there on the left. Don't think I should have worn my jumper, I'm hot and sweaty. Thought I'd share that with you all. I think we're friends now. I think, you know, it's only right I share personal information with you. Let's see how much memory card we got. Oh, quite a bit, 53% on the battery. I'm not going to mess around changing the battery, I've got 2 spares. We'll carry on for a little bit. You never know what fun and excitement might happen. It's always rough, this bit of track. Even though technically it's 45 mile an hour, I generally do, oh bloody hell, 20 to 25. Of course, what you've got to try and remember when driving a train is it's alright the front going over, say, a bump, but if you put the power on, then the last car is going to be going over a lot faster, so you've just got to be sort of mindful. I suppose same as pulling a trailer. Anyway, Baron's Court. You can see a white light hopefully next to that signal. That's a trip cop tester. If it doesn't go out, then we've got problems. Trip cop tester's just here on the right hand side on the floor. And there you go. Hopefully that come out on camera. And all that's doing is checking that the trip cock arm on the train is aligned properly, so that if I did pass a red signal, the trip cock arm would hit the train stop, bringing on the brakes. There is another tester, and that will be at Wood Green. There was also one at Acton. In front of that train's been graffitied. Anyway, let's head into the pipe. 20 stations in the pipe, I'm sure you know. 10 points to who can tell me the next station. I wish I had the music from the countdown clock. Well, I'm sure one of you is correct, Earl's Court. And I'm sure you know there's a 20 mile an hour speed limit down this hill to protect the signal, Alpha 655. But you know that. You could have told me. Flashing lights is just to tell me there's a TSR, temporary speed restriction. It used to be 25 down here, they've changed it to 20. They put a new sign up, but they still put the temporary speed restriction there. So yeah, flashing lights in the forefoot is for the beginning or end of a speed restriction. TSR, temporary speed restriction. Compared to a PSR, which is a permanent speed restriction. So Alpha 655's cleared. I'm doing about 18 miles an hour. Alpha 655 is this signal here. If you're going above 20, well, I think it's set slightly higher than that, but it'll never clear. Or if there's a train in front, or if it's failed. That go, Earl's Court. Oh, look how busy it is. How will we get them all on the train? So during COVID, I used to play a little game, and because pretty much we ran to something like Rayners Lane, Cockfosters or T5, we wasn't doing T4, and the game I'd play, so let's say I'd been to T5, let's say this trip, can I get back with picking less than 10 people up, so keeping it in single digits. The funny thing is, I never quite managed it, because you'd pull into something like, you'd be on like 7 or 8, pull into Finchley Park, you'd have like 3 or 4 people stood there. Yeah, I think the least I picked up during COVID was about 12 people from end to end. And a lot of stations were closed. It was nice in some respects, there was no traffic on the road, it was lovely. When I went home at night doing these late shifts, there were no cars on the road, there was a few lorries and that's it. In fact, I'm surprised I was never pulled over by the police, because I had them sat behind me a couple of times and they'd sit there for a minute or two and then overtake, and I think they was checking the details of the car, because there was one night they pulled the car over in front of me. After checking, I'm assuming checking mine. That was a little story to nowhere, wasn't it? Now here's a thought for you. When I say a few people, it's been mentioned a couple of times at work, and a couple of family members have mentioned it. They've said that maybe I should stick a GoPro on the front window of my car when I'm driving to or from work. What do you think? Would you like to see that? I mean, it's nothing really exciting. Probably have to do it going to work, because at least it's daylight. Just let me know in the comment below. Maybe it's something I'll do in the future if you're interested. It's like an hour-and-a-half trip if there's no traffic. Again, we're just sort of looking at where we can do different things. I appreciate a lot of you like these videos, but they do become the same thing. So I'm hoping from sort of September I'll be able to mix things up a bit with other videos. But we shall see. South Kensington. Which means we've got the South Ken bends. And I'm sure you've spotted the flashing lights on the floor, so you know we've got a TSR, temporary speed restriction, of 15. That 20 ahead, that would be the PSR, permanent speed restriction. You might get a bit of wheel squealing from here, so apologies if you do. This train's got wheel flats on the other end, so luckily I only drove that end a little bit from Acton down to T5. next stop is Knightsbridge. Most famous for Harrods. This is Brompton Road disused station on the right hand side. So just before them two signals ahead, again, I'm sure you remember, there's a 25 limit, and then just around the corner there's a 20. I mean, not that we could ever do it, but what would be good fun if I'd have to be a passenger, not driving, but if we could do this live and I could say to you, or you know, oh, what's the speed restriction here? Anyone remember? Obviously we can't, one, because there's no signal down here, and two, just in case the worst thing happens, you don't need to be seeing that. But I think that would be quite fun, that aside. See how much notice you've all been taking. Knightsbridge. Still drinking my coffee, so apologies if I'm slurping. So you can see, or you might just see, there's a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit ahead of us. On these old trains, which is the 1973 deep level tube stock, that's irrelevant because we can't get up to 30 before it ends. Might be different with the new trains. So I'll tell you where it ends and I'll tell you what speed I'm doing. It ends, when I can remember, just past this light I think. Yeah, so it ends just here and I'm doing 25. So there's a handful of those speed limits that are kind of irrelevant on these trains just because you can't get to the speed. Hyde Park Corner. Dear. Do apologise. Always get, when I've got the air conditioning on, a bit of a runny nose. But if I turn it off, I'm sweating. So it's the joys of being, well, let's just say it, joys of being fat. Green Park. Just like to advise passengers, due to lift maintenance work, there is no step-free access from the Piccadilly line at Green Park until approximately November this year. So we've got down street sidings roughly on the right hand side behind the wall. Then you've got down street disused station just here on the right hand side coming up. So sidings are just on the right, and that's the disused station where this 30 is. You can visit down street sidings. I think it's Hidden London Tours that do it. I don't know if there's anyone else. And probably won't be this year, but maybe next year. I'll see if I can get on it and film it. It depends whether we're allowed to film down there or not. But yeah, it won't be this year, I'm afraid. I don't think, anyway. Well, we've got a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit before we come into Green Park. moving a little bit slower today. I'm not coming in quite as fast. I have days like that. Piccadilly Circus is next. So the T that we've just passed is for the 25-mile-an-hour speed restriction to end. You'll see in a second there's a ring of lights on in the tunnel just coming up now, and that's because the lights are on the opposite tunnel, which I filmed and put on as a bonus video. If you've not seen it, check that out. It's only, I don't know, 4 minutes long or something. 30-mile-an-hour limit. We're coming downhill. Because there's a bend, we can't see what's going on the platform. And there we are, Piccadilly Circus. Next is Leicester Square. Or for my American friends, there's one who does watch my channel, it's Leicester. I only say that to wind her up. Carrie, you know who you are. I'm sure she'll be, once she hears that, she'll be messaging me, calling me a few choice names, which is uncalled for. So yeah, Leicester Square, or Leicester Square. And just ahead is Covent Garden. As you can probably see, we've got green signals, so we're clear into Covent Garden platform. Everyone on and off, let's boogie. Boogie woogie all night long. Well, maybe not all night long, I want to go home. I'm in a strange mood today. I'm not in a good mood, not in a bad mood. I'm in a stupid mood. And there's Covent Garden. See how much battery we've got. We've got 37% on the battery. Oh, you can just see a Piccadilly line westbound train ahead. You'll see the lights. So we're not going to make it all the way to Cockfosters with the battery, so I'm not going to mess around digging around my bag for another one. We'll just take it as far as it goes. Holborn is next. 20-mile-an-hour speed limit. Again, you might get the wheels screeching. So block your ears. I've got that song stuck in my head now. That'll irritate me all the way home. or Huben. Well, I've finished my coffee, so I'm going to have to put that cup away in my bag. Oh. I think I'm going to stand up for a little bit. Oh, my back's hurting. Pointed this out 2 or 3 times to you, but I'll show you again. Just up here on the right hand side you'll see a track coming out. That's the old Aldwych branch, just here. Russell Square is next. Just behind the signal ahead is a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit. Just there on the right, hiding. I don't know what came first, the signal or the speed limit, but somebody never thought about making it more visible. Still, I'm not an engineer, what do I know? Alright, let's have a look. We're meant to be at Arnos Grove at 5 past midnight, so 45 at King's Cross. We're pretty much on time. King's Cross to Arnos Grove takes 20 minutes. Actually, it takes slightly less, but timetable is 20 minutes, 30 from King's Cross to Cockfosters. Again, that's what it's timetabled for. So you often get held at King's Cross, you'll get held at Wood Green, Arnos Grove, Oakwood if you're running early. So King's Cross, St Pancras to be precise. Side just here is for the Northern Line. It's not something I'd ever be taking. That's for engineering trains and maybe test train operators. As you can see, we've been held at a red signal, so it tells you that we're early. I don't anticipate being held here for very long. Told you. Next stop is Cali Road, or Caledonian Road. Oh, excuse me. I can boogie woogie all night long. It's the only words I know to that song. So So just past this second green is York Road Disused Station. Sometimes the lights are on so you get a better look, sometimes not. I think they're still using it just to store stuff when they upgrade stations. Some of the old stuff gets put there. Probably just see the light coming through the door. That's as exciting as that gets, I'm afraid. So I'd imagine we're clear down into Cali Road, and we are. Apologies. So I'm doing about 35. The station's just round the corner after this signal. It's down to 30. Relatively long platform, so I'm going to go service 1, bit of 2, 3, let's go 4 just to make sure. There you go, and back into 1. I'm going to sit back down. Yeah, I try not to use service 3 and 4, I like it just in case I need it. But the Rios didn't come in as harsh as I was expecting. But we got in safely. That's really all that matters. Stopped perfectly, smoothly. And I didn't have to stick my legs out to try and stop us. Holloway Road is next. One thing I've been trying to catch on video in both directions is a Victoria Line train, because we run parallel and there's a gap, as I'm sure you know, for engineering trains to cross over. But we're yet to pass at the same time as a Vic Line train when we're recording, or when I'm recording, that is. As you can see, very busy platform. A few people getting off though, 15, 20 people. But as you've seen, it's not overly busy tonight, which is what I expected. Arsenal is next. Again, people have asked me to film Arsenal when we've got a football match on. I will do when there's next a match on if I'm on. Generally, for the duties I do, I tend to get the end of the match going westbound. It's very rare I'm going eastbound when the match starts. I think I've probably only done it a handful of times in 8 years. I'm usually going west. But again, once football season starts, I'll get that recorded for you. Just feeling how hot the camera's getting. Got 28% on the battery. I've got enough on the memory card. I'm just not sure the battery will last, or it won't overheat before we get to Cockfosters. But you never know. But obviously, if it just dies, I'm not being rude. So we're coming up to Finsbury Park, so let's see if we can see a Victoria Line train. So if you're not sure, it'll be on the right hand side in a minute. There is a small gap. Got a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. Gap's just here on the right hand side, and no Vic Line train today. Funny thing is, when I've not got the camera hooked up, guarantee both ways I'll see them. Finsbury Park. Change here for the Victoria Line and National Rail services. What do you reckon? Do you think they should get me to do the new digital voice announcers on the trains? That would wind up a few members of staff if they had to, on the new trains, if all they could hear was me going, "This is a Piccadilly line service to Cockfosters." I apologise, my mind just wanders when I'm driving sometimes. Manor House is next. I don't know if I've told you before, I've only ever had in 8 years 3 times where I'm driving the train and the power's gone off. 3 times at this station. Once as I was departing on the west, once as I was departing on the east, and then one further into the tunnel. About halfway between here and Turnpike Lane, and I had to coast all the way into Turnpike Lane. I thought I'd share that with you. If you watched my video a couple of weeks back, you'll know we sat at one of these signals for, I can't remember, 15-20 minutes. If you've not seen that video, check it out. It was one of the worst journeys I've had in probably a good year or more, for delays and things like that. So we've got a 35-mile-an-hour speed limit just near that signal, so I'm just letting it roll down. It's doing a little over 30, it's picking up a bit of speed. In fact, if I left the train rolling, it will actually roll, it should make it all the way to Turnpike Lane, even though it goes uphill. Because it was roughly just before that signal, before that speed restriction, the power went out on me. I can't remember what had happened. I can't remember if there was someone on the track at Wood Green or if there was a fire. There was something anyway. car's still going downhill. I've just put it in parallel. It goes uphill. We'll turn that down. We don't care what the engineering trains are doing. Now, someone did ask me to film the engineering trains. I'll be honest, the chances of me being able to film an engineering train are very slim. Because generally they run after I finish work. Although in the past they have put one in front of me, but I didn't have my camera with me that day. But it's rare. I'll try and get it, but I very much doubt I'll be able to get one. So, Turnpike Lane. Can't mind up what brake settings I want. There we go. Right, turn that volume back up so I don't miss an emergency message or something. You never know. Wood Green next. To rabbit to you about. I'm sure I'll think of something. Just doing a little over 30 miles an hour. Because Wood Green is a regulation point, and because they can detrain and reverse via the sidings, although not likely to happen this late at night, you expect that you could see reds in this area. It's what we call a controlled area. So it's one of those things that you need to concentrate everywhere, but there's certain areas you need to concentrate more. So places like Acton Town, Arnos Grove, Cockfosters, there's a lot going on, and it's where some drivers unfortunately get caught out and end up having a spad. But yeah, if you can predict where you might see red signals, then you're prepared for them. Of course you might see them anywhere, but law of averages, you can work it out. So clearly we're early because we've been held. We're due into Arnos Grove in about 6-7 minutes, so we shouldn't be sat here too long. I'm not going to make an announcement because I don't think we'll be here for a minute. It'll probably make me out to be a liar now. You can just see the sidings up there on the right hand side. If we was going in the sidings, we'd have the shunt signal, which is that white disc with a red line. That would be the signal, not the red signal. And there we go. Shut up. That's just the OPO alarm, or dead man's handle alarm, whatever you want to call it. So I've explained before, after about a minute of not holding down the handle, you'll get an alarm like that go off. If after about a minute I didn't depress it, it would send basically a distress alarm to the control centre. They would try ringing me. If they couldn't get a hold of me, if I was at a station, they would get station staff to come down. Or if we were in a tunnel and that happened, they could patch into the PA system on the train. They could ask for any staff to assist, or they could just tell the passengers, look, help's on the way, don't panic, they'll be with you shortly even. Where are we? Bounds Green next. Again, as a rule, we often see reds as we approach Bounds Green because trains from Arnos Grove come back up. Although I think we're clear into the platform. But again, it's just to be mindful in your head that if trains are backing up, these could easily be red. Or between here and Arnos Grove, you've got trains going out of service into the depot, into the siding even. During the day they're reversing. You've got tea and coffee point, so regulation point and changeover for drivers. So at the moment we are clear out of the pipe. Doesn't mean we're clear into Arnos Grove, but we're certainly clear out the pipe. Ooh, 17% on the battery. We might be lucky. Memory card says I've got 43 minutes left on it, but it said there was only an hour and about 15 minutes when I turned it on, and we've been driving for nearly an hour and a half. Anywho, let's not worry. So, Arnos Grove. So that's the last signal in the tunnel, or in the pipe. Then we've got, what we got, 1, 2, 3 signals before the platform. So there's one just as you come out the pipe on a hill. There's one further down that will give us our route into which platform, and we either want to go into the left hand platform or in the middle platform. I don't know if that's the last westbound train. What time are we on? Midnight 03. It might just be the last train, or there might be one more. So 20 mile an hour speed limit here. Route indicator is your next red. Papa Juliet 2? Yeah. PJ2. So I'm just going to bring it down. And we're going into the left hand platform. If we'd got the harbour lights off to the right hand side, I wouldn't be taking them because we can't get eastbound off that platform. So I'd have to stop before the signal, ring them up and say what's going on. And they go, sorry driver. Confirm you're not going to move your train or take a release. Anyway, Arnos Grove. So we're due out of here at 5 past and 45 seconds, so we've got about a minute and 45 seconds. There's the last westbound train. Should be terminals 2. Oh no, it's not, that's terminal 5, so it must be running late. The last one's usually at terminal 2 and 3. Unless they've extended it due to the delays. Anyway, doesn't matter. Just going to put my stuff in my bag. Just having a mint just in case I get lucky. We are being held at a red signal, be on the move again shortly. Thank you. Yeah, because there's an Oakwood behind us, they well could run the Oakwood in front of us. happy days. So I can see the Oakwood trains coming in. If they get a red signal, if they get a green, I'll send passengers over. Let's see. Yeah. This passenger announcement, train just approaching. On the right hand side is an Oakwood service and we're departing first. Once again, the train just approaching the middle platform is an Oakwood service and we'll depart first. Let me say hello to the driver. If I'd known it was you, I'd have refused to wait. Are you late? Just favouritism. Alright, mate. Yeah, I wish you would. Catch you later. It's favouritism, that's what that is. So I think I said on one of the other videos, I don't always send people over, especially if you've got luggage and stuff, because it can delay stuff. But I could see before the train even came in that they had got the signal before us. It's not overly busy, so it's just as easy to send people over. But sometimes you can't see who's going first. Of course, the problem is now they're going to detrain at Oakwood, which means we're going to get stuck behind them. We should get the green in a moment, I hope. Shut up. So that driver actually that's in front, his name's Matt and he does watch these videos. So Matt, you better not be holding me up, otherwise I'll be sticking your mug all over the internet. You watch, this will be the one video he doesn't watch, although he could do with learning how to drive a train. I rarely see him on the front of one. So next stop is Southgate, then Oakwood and Cockfosters. So hopefully the camera will last that long. Just then, because we've then managed to do end to end, which would be the first one we've done. You watch, it'll probably die just before Cockfosters. So there'll be another signal just round the corner before we go back into the tunnel. That signal's red. Or it was. There's two signals in the tunnel before Southgate. Expect them, or I'll put my teeth in. I expect both signals to be red. Which it is, so I'm just going to start braking. It's a bit further away than it looks, but as we know, it's going to be detraining anyway at Oakwood. It's not the end of the world. So we're clearing for platform, and there's one more signal within the tunnel, and that'll be the station starter at Southgate that's always red. Now hopefully, normally it changes just before you stop, so hopefully Matt's not holding us up again. I'll be interested to see that when this video comes out, if I get a message from him. And then I'll know whether he's actually watched it or not. So that's Southgate. No one got off. I'm probably empty. So Oakwood is next. Let's see how much battery we've got. 9%. Hopefully we'll make it. If we don't, as always though, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for listening to me rabbit on. So we're going uphill here. So we will see 2 reds before the platform at least. Can't remember what the signal number is. It Papa Kilo here, so will we get held at Papa Kilo or is it Papa Mike? Can't remember. We shall see. Oh, and it's starting to rain. Means I'm going to get wet walking out the depot. Luckily drips don't get wet, we just get bigger. So because that train's detraining and then waiting to go in the depot, I will be stopping at the red. So we'll start slowing down. It's just round the corner, you just about see it now. What is the cabin code for here? Was Papa Kilo. So Papa Mike is Cockfosters. Not that it matters, but Papa Kilo 1. So let's stop here. Here we are, been held at a red signal, just waiting for the train ahead of us to depart the platform at Oakwood, then we'll be on the move. Thank you. Oh. Oh. They did that quick. I was going to get my umbrella out my bag. Honest, sometimes you can sit here for several minutes, but clearly they're on the ball tonight. So Papa Kilo 2 is this one. Because the train's going into depot, it's going in slower than it would if it's going to Cockfosters, so it just takes a bit longer to clear the signalling section. Generally that would have cleared before then. But actually, Matt, you've done alright, I'll let you off. The one time you drive a train, you've not held me up too much. You must be learning how to drive a train from somewhere. So this is Oakwood. I'm going to quickly get my umbrella out my bag because I'm hoping. So yeah, anyway, waffling on again. There we go, you. Let's go, BA. So Cockfosters is next. There's Oakwood Depot, or the Oakwood end of the depot, west end of the depot on the left. And I'll be stabling via that tomorrow. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Oh, so much repeating on me. Anyway, yeah, second half I think's Arnos Grove, Uxbridge, Oakwood tomorrow. It's stopped raining now, that's good. If I don't take my umbrella, I'll get wet. Then if I do, I won't need it. Might need to slow down. If I go much above 20 mile an hour, that next signal, Papa Mike 2, won't clear. So I'm doing about 15. So if it doesn't clear, I'm going slow enough I can stop. That'll do. Going in platform 4. We'll surely be arriving at Cockfosters where this train will terminate. All change please, all change. Well, I think the camera is just about to make it, so for the second time, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell notification. And as always, until next time, take care. This is Cockfosters, platform 4.